Hi, it's Brandon and welcome to this lap guide of Paul Ricard and Assetto Corsa Competizione. Now this is the last lap guide I'm going to be doing until the next release. We've done them all so far, so I hope you've enjoyed them. And let's get into this one. So, first of all, give yourself a good line onto the main straight as usual. Now coming into the first corner, keep to the right side of the track, and there's a bit of curbing up here just before the cones. Right before this curbing ends, you want to brake, and as you get close to the corner, let go of the brake early to get your car to rotate to the left. You can use a bit of that curb on the first corner. Now straighten up the car and get ready for the next one. Make sure the car is stable. Accelerate towards the second corner and coast a little bit just as you're going over the curb. Now once you're over the curb, you can start accelerating again. Just be careful that you don't kick the rear end out, and you don't want to run too wide or your lap will be invalidated and you'll probably lose some time anyway. Make sure you don't run into those yellow strips or hit those boards just on the outside. And now we move on to the next corner. Now coming to this corner, you want to brake alongside the 100-meter board, keep far to the left, and as you get closer to the corner, let go of the brake pedal, that'll help you rotate to the right here. Be careful not to over-rotate it, bring it down to second gear, and then back to this left curb. You can use this curbing here, just don't go too far over it, you might get a bit unstable. Just coast a little bit, and once you get off the curbing, briefly accelerate, bring it back to the left. Just tap the brake gear gently and turn right, keep it in second gear. Now use a lot of this curb on the right, and then try not run as wide as I do on the curb here, get a bit bouncy. Now back to the right again, you want to coast a little bit, try not hit that inner curbing because that will unstabilize the car. And I also don't like to drift out too wide, I want to accelerate as early as I can and prepare myself for the following corner. So around about here where I do, start accelerating, get back to the right, and you should be foot flat through here, easy. You can go a little bit over that curbing on the right again. And now we've got a long straight for us to just relax a little bit and prepare for the next corner. Now the next corner is quite hard and you've got to be brave for it. Get a little bit on the curbing here. Now just before the rubber marks on the curb at the 50-meter board, just gently press on the brakes and then turn to the right hard. Now then try to keep your right wheels on this curbing and then gradually accelerate out of the corner. Make sure not to run too wide on exit, otherwise you'll get an invalid lap. And get back on the circuit before you hit these invalidation boards that'll also invalidate your lap. And then head to the next long corner. Now here I don't really have a good braking point for, so you could probably use that light pole over there. You start braking around about here and you head straight to the apex. You drift out a little bit. You can use all the track, just make sure not to run off of it. Might need to tap the accelerator gently a couple times through the corner to keep yourself out wide, to give yourself a nice line coming out of it. Now once we're near the exit of the corner, we can start accelerating near this curb. Use all the track again out to the left, back to the right to prepare ourselves for the next corner again. Now keep an eye out for the third cone on the left. That's a roundabout where your braking point is. Brake slightly before it. Now drift slightly wide out on this corner and you want to have a really late apex. You don't want to hit that curb on the inside, that'll slow you down. And same exiting the corner, that curb on the exit also slows you a little bit. Now coming to the final couple corners, just after the curbing on the right end, you want to start braking, bring it down to second gear. You can coast a lot through this corner, let it drift out a little bit, and then back into the apex again for you to make your way to the last corner. Now coming to the last corner, brake quite early. You don't want to hit that curb on the inside, it's a big bump. And keep it in second gear for better traction. Avoid running out wide on the curb like I do here. You seem to lose quite a bit of time doing it. If you can avoid these curbs, you should have a good exit, and that's a lap at Paul Ricard. Now I haven't driven this track in ages, so I was probably a little bit better before when I was more used to it. But I tried to learn it again today and I got a decent time, so hopefully this helps a little bit. The time I did in this video is a 1:53.5, so I thought that was alright. The best I've done is a high 1:52, I believe. Now the corners towards the end of the track are quite hard and they catch quite a few people out. So as long as you've got your line right and your braking point's okay, you should be alright. It just takes a lot of practice to get them perfect. And you can also push a lot through the first two corners. You just got to learn to trust the car and make sure you don't overdo it and kick the rear end out because that'll spoil your lap time. Now I chose the BMW for this combination because I felt it was the most comfortable and I could get the most speed out of it with a little amount of time. The Lamborghini I had to go with first and it was pretty quick, but it was really hard to drive. Coming into the fast right-hander at the end of the long straight, you've got to be really careful with. If you brake a bit too hard or throw the car into the corner too hard, the rear just lets go and you'll be sent off into the runoff area. So be careful if you're driving a car like the Lamborghini. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this guide. I'll be doing more once the next release comes out with all the other tracks, and I'll be doing it with more cars as well. Leave some suggestions in the comments if you want to see other things on ACC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.